Good day and welcome to the Registered Behavior Technician Work Readiness Development Module titled Customer Service and Information Platform. So, in today's live lecture, we're going to talk about what customer service is, parent customer service tips, your first visit with the parent, the first role play scenario. Then we're going to move on to the angry parent do's and don'ts. Role play scenario number 2, the parent information website and contact form, and then your final project for today, the customer service and information platform workbook. So let's get started. The goal of this module is to help registered behavior technicians strengthen their customer service skills and also create a professional communication tool for parents using the free platform Google Sites. Customer service as an RBT is so important. Parent customer service as a registered behavior technician will focus on building strong, respectful, and supportive relationships with families. As the main point of contact during sessions, your role as the RBT must always be professional. This means greeting parents courteously, communicating clearly about schedules and session goals, and also, most importantly, listening carefully to the concerns or feedback from the parents. RBTs should provide regular, appropriate updates on their child's progress while maintaining confidentiality and following supervision guidelines from the BCBA. Demonstrating empathy, patience, and reliability helps parents to feel confident and supported, as well as creating a positive partnership that enhances the child's growth and success in therapy. So here are a couple of important bullets. Excellent customer service in behavioral health fields mean showing professionalism through appearance, communication, and reliability, listening with empathy and understanding parents' perspectives, providing updates on progress while maintaining client confidentiality, responding respectfully and calmly to questions, concerns, or frustrations. And lastly, representing your agency or training center with integrity and care. In this module, you will create and complete several role play scenarios, which we will discuss a little further in this presentation. The second part of this module is your information platform using Google Sites as an RBT. You're going to be creating a website that will provide the following valuable information. The first page will be your welcome introduction page, which is going to be about you, where you will introduce yourself as an RBT and explain your role. The second page will be your credentials. Next is the communications page, where you will describe how parents can contact you. Most important is the parent contact form page, where parents enter their contact information and emergency contact information. So you want to get emergency contact information. Let's say you're in a home environment and the parent passes out and all you have left is the actual client, the kid. You want to be able to have a place where you could go get their emergency contact information in addition to calling 911, obviously. There also should be a parent resource page that you'll create, which will include handouts, videos, anything that can help your family with the therapy that you're providing, reinforcements, any kind of data tracking you may want the parents to do in your absence. You can make this resource page commit to any resource, any information that you want. You can customize it. And believe it or not, under this free Google Sites platform, you can add so many different types of resources through Google Forms, links to important websites, just so much information that will be helpful to the parent. This also puts you at another level as an RBT for your clients. Makes you stand out. It'll make you stand out if you're replacing an RBT. They'll be like, wow, they want to communicate with me. They're giving me the resources and tools that I need. You can also do an optional page where you can list any products that you may sell as an entrepreneur. We'll talk more about this in the last module, which is entrepreneurship as an RBT. So here are some tips for customer service. We just went through each one of them, but here we elaborate a little bit more, such as communication, empathy and understanding, collaboration, responsiveness, education and support. Please read these bullets. They're going to be very helpful to you. The reason we do the lecture training guide in video format is so you can stop, you can hear what I'm saying, and then you can read the information and you can restart as many times as you would like. More problem solving, professionalism, continuous improvement, etc. So read this valuable information and take notes. Find out what is going to be applicable to you and most helpful. In summary, RBT customer service involves effective communication, etc. So all of that, if you don't understand what they are, we actually give you a description above. And it is your main objective to provide the parents with support, information, and a positive experience as their RBT. That will definitely improve the journey for you as an RBT as well as for their child. So here we have an interactive assignment we would like you to complete. And it's simple. You don't really have to write anything down, but just think about it. The most recent best customer service that you received, whether it was at a restaurant, may have been at a hospital, may have been at a retail shop, etc. What did the person do? How did they make you feel? And what did you do in response to how they made you feel? Now that's your best customer service. Also, think about your worst customer service. What did they do? How did they make you feel? And what did you do in response to how they made you feel? This could be a waiter who maybe was taking your order and sneezed at the table without covering their mouth. How would that make you feel and what did you do? So think about it in those terms. Next is a number of parent customer service tips. How to do effective communication. How to be empathetic. How to respond promptly to the responses of a parent. Clear expectations, collaboration, education and support, professionalism and respect, and problem solving. Now, if you need more detail on any of these that you think you may be lacking in, just Google it or even ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to give you the best response for collaboration with the parents, for problem solving, and put the specific issue in that you're having with the problem. Look at ChatGPT, put it in there, and see what they do, what they suggest. Best way to solve any issues you have with dealing with your clients. Next is your first visit with the parent. Your first visit with the parent is typically in person, but may be virtual, and you must be in uniform, which is your scrubs. Or I should say highly recommended. If you have a client that says, oh, it doesn't matter if you wear street clothes or scrubs, be in uniform. They will respect you better in your uniform, which is scrubs. They will not treat you the same way if you're in street clothes because now you're at their level. You're really, one of them. But when you're in your scrubs with your ID on, you're dressed professionally, they will treat you differently, guaranteed. You're going to introduce yourself effectively when meeting a parent or family as an RBT, which sets the tone for a positive, collaborative relationship, especially when you're in your scrubs. And here's a couple of ways to introduce your tips for introducing yourself. Smile, state your name, mention your role, express your intentions, show appreciation, offer a handshake or greeting, create a connection, address any concerns or ask do they have any concerns initially just to get the, break the ice, and then address those concerns. Be open and approachable, ask for information that may be important to you in providing the service, making sure that this time you can tell them about your information website and actually walk them through logging in and actually stay with them until they fill out the contact information so you can ensure that you have it. So this is all in the first visit. So that's why that information packet is going to be so important. Offer your contact information. You'll be using the website for that, so they'll know where they can easily find you as well. And then reiterate your purpose for being there. And remember, the goal of the introduction is to create a positive first impression and establish a foundation of trust and collaboration. So tailor your introduction to the situation and the specific needs of the family you are meeting with. So read the material that you get on this client so that you know you can identify some do's and don'ts. Next, you're going to complete your first scenario. This is introducing yourself, whereas we give you the information in the scenario to actually read. So you're going to invite a family member or a fellow student to actually be in role play as the parent, and then of course you as the RBT. And then you're going to upload your information. Here's the link right here. Once you once you complete your role play scenario, you're going to complete your first assignment in terms of the form that you have to fill out for this particular exercise. All right, our next is the angry parent. So this module is so important because you're going to run across an angry parent. And as an RBT, you may find yourself interacting on several occasions with a parent that just may be frustrated, tired, they just really need a break. And here you come, you're a stranger, and you would be the best person to take their frustrations out on. But you cannot respond to that in a negative way. And so here are some tips for dealing with an angry parent as an RBT. Remain calm and composed. Demonstrate active listening. Sometimes a parent just wants you to listen. That's all they really care about. They want somebody that'll listen to them and really will understand their situation. And you will. You're an RBT. You've been trained to work with their children or child. And so you have the patience that they're looking for. So just demonstrate it through active listening. Validate their feelings, empower them through information, offer to collaborate, apologize if necessary, and not that you're apologizing for what you did, but just apologize for them having a bad day or a bad situation, whatever the case may be. And then propose an action plan for them. What can they do? What can you do to help them solve their problem? You're not there for that 100%, but you could just be courtesy and just ask them. You can be very courteous on any level that you feel comfortable with. And if you don't, then you don't. And then document the interaction. One of the projects that we had you do previously, or maybe in this project module, and that is to have a way of keeping your documentation through note-taking. And that's not to replace the notes that you have to take for the patient treatment plan that you've been completed, but just your personal notes as an RBT. You need to have a method that you use to keep track of your visits every day. That's just for you, your eyes only. And at that point, if you had a situation with an angry customer, you could document it so that if anything comes forward, you could just pull out your notes and here you have everything supporting your version of the story. Here are a couple of angry parent do's and don'ts. Read those over. We give you a couple of suggestions. Take the time, stop this video, and read them. They will go a long way. They'll be embedded in your brain, and then when this situation comes up, your brain will automatically go back to these tips that you read. So please read it. Don't skip over it, because when you get in a situation, you won't know what to do. Okay, next is our angry parent role play scenario, which is your second scenario. The purpose of this role play exercise is to help you as an RBT develop the right communication skills when you're dealing with a very difficult parent and how to handle the situation. This exercise will allow you to practice staying calm, demonstrate empathy, communicate clearly, and follow proper protocols, as well as strengthening your teamwork and problem-solving skills by de-escalating the actual situation. So the overall goal is to prepare you as an RBT to challenge a parent's interactions, respond positively in challenging a parent's interactions that are negative. So follow these instructions and get yourself a volunteer, or as a family member, as a fellow student, you guys can practice this. And of course, you're going to record your scenario. Make sure that each of these scenarios that you do, that you can be seen clearly in the video along with your volunteer. We're wanting to see how you react to that person's body language versus how your body language is perceived. And then when you look at it, you'll be able to determine where you may need to improve. But make sure that when you create these scenarios on the video, both parties are in the video. Now, let's get to the part 2 of this particular module, which is your information website. So I want to just quickly tell you why it is important for you to do this. This project is greatly going to be an asset to you as a tool for your parents that will provide them with information to contact you, your parent contact information, and to also document your credentials and additional information you want them to know about you and your services. And it's all free using the free Google platform, Google Sites. So keep in mind, the only person that can access your site is the person that you give the link to. So it's not going to be out there for anybody to find. It definitely is a link that you create, and only people, you don't make it public, you only give it to the people that you want to be able to access it, which would be your clients. So I'm going to give you a sample of someone that's done that, which I was very impressed when I implemented this. This is Ricky Hawks Jr. He actually started out as an RBT and now has been gained as he's actually done what he needed to do to become a BCBA. So very exciting news for him, I'm sure. And he updated, when we first did this, it said RBT. Then he actually advanced himself, and of course he changed it. So it's still about him. What I like about this is that he has the ability to give you information about the services that he provides. So click here on Start Services Today, and look, here's a Google form, which is exactly what you're going to do, where you'll be asking your parent to fill in their name, their email address, their contact information, etc. A little bit different than what he's doing, but the concept is the same. Also, he has a few tabs up here, resources. So he has developed his own, looks like study guide. Could be, actually this is RBT. So yeah, he's putting exam questions up here and some tips for passing your exam. So that's good. That's more information for you. He also has some flashcards. So as you can see, he updated the front end page, but he still got his resources and flashcards as an RBT. So as a BCBA, he's probably trying to help fellow RBTs become certified, etc. So he's providing some services. You can do the exact same. So when you plan to develop yours in this project, I want you to use this as a great sample. So you're going to create, and the link is there inside this document, so you can easily click on this and go to his website to revisit again if you need to. Your platform is going to have your introduction page, about me, credentials, your contact information, and your parent. And then, of course, you can add an additional pages as you would like. Inside the guide is going to be the link for a template that I've created for you. I really don't want you using the template, but you can. Just customize it. Change the color scheme, add some graphics. Make it your own. Customize it to be your own. But I'm just giving you a sample of what it should look like. And it is published, so you'll be able to look at it and see from any place what is required of you. So you're going to add a picture if you like, and we just showed you the sample. And you can also add your name, the date you created it, and just make sure that you remember that it's only going to be given to people that have the link. So here is your My Credentials page where you'll document your training experience, copies of your credentials. Make this page an informative, informational page because your parent wants to know about you, just like you want to know about them. Then here we have your contact page where you're going to put in your information, also your emergency contacts. Let's say you pass out. You want them to call 911, but also alert a family member. They can easily go to your page and find that out and get the information. Next is your parent contact information page, where you see we have embedded in here your actual form that you're going to create. Now we're going to go into edit mode so you can see how that's done. So, first thing you're going to do is actually create this form. You have to create it. Once you create it, then that gives you the ability to be able to embed it into your site. Let's show you how to do that. So go to your Gmail account, click on the 9 dots, click on Forms, and then you're going to create a blank form. You could also use a template if you like. Some templates that they have are kind of exciting for the RBT world. Like, for example, this one. It has balloons, very colorful, so you could use something like that. And you could go in and just change everything. But I'm going to show you how to do it from scratch. So you click on blank form, and you're going to follow the information from your training guide as to what information you're going to be putting in there. So here's a sample. Parent contact form, parent name, parent address, phone number, email, emergency contact, person, emergency contact, phone number, date completed. You could also add as much information here as you would like. Maybe you have some questions that you would like the parent to answer up front. You could also add that information in here as well. So let's show you how to do it. So we're going to go ahead and click on it. Parent information form is your title. You could also come down here and put like a little description if you want it. It already populates one question. So here you can put parent name, and notice it automatically went to short answer. So here you have a number of options. So self-explanatory of how you would use these drop-down options based on the type of information for the question you're asking. So this is a short question. And so rather than just keep adding new over here, we're just going to do a duplicate. So parent name, now we just do parent email address, duplicate, you can do a physical address or home address, and then here we'll put city, state, and zip, because people don't always fill out their information in its entirety. And then next will be parent phone number, etc. And that could be their phone number or their text number. So you could put phone/text, etc. And so you can continue to go on. You could add a brand new one if you don't like the duplicating process. Just click on the plus sign and it'll add a new question. If you wanted to put in a video, let's say you have an introduction video that you use from your assignments in the class, you could go ahead and add that video. So click on add a video, and it'll ask you where the video is. You put the link in there, so you can actually do it that way, or you can do it on your phone and just copy the link and put it in there as well. So customize this. I always like to put at the bottom date completed, and then it'll automatically change to a date format. It reads the text that you have, and then you could duplicate that and just put in completed by. So now you got their digital signature. All right. You could also put in any kind of document that would protect you, such as a confidentiality and privacy clause, just so that parents feel comfortable that their information won't be shared. So you can actually add something like this in there, copy it, and you can get this. I mean, we'll put it in the training materials, but you could also just ChatGPT your own version of it, and then actually modify it. So you could do here another box, put it under the question, your confidentiality clause, and say something by entering your digital signature. You agree to the above. And we want to put in their signature below. You agree to the above. And then they would actually type their name in there. Let's take a look in preview mode, view what this form looks like. So here we have our confidentiality clause. They would put their name there, and then they would hit submit. So you got a nice form. However, you may want to go in and customize it with the header. So to do that, you're going to want to click over here to customize theme, and you can choose an image. Now you could choose one that's already there, or you could upload from your computer something you would prefer to customize that fits your profile better as to what you want. So we're going to just go with these jelly beans. They're colorful and attractive to a parent. And there you have it. You could also put in here why this form was completed by, and then your name, comma, RBT, for the purposes of, and put in your own customized description. And once you do that, then you click on publish. And now once you publish it, this actually goes into your Google Drive. You also have a link automatically created, and you could copy that and paste it anywhere you want, like an email or anything like that. Let's say you wanted to sell in this form ahead of time. You could just go up to the link here area here, click on it, excuse me, and it'll give you the link. And then you can embed it into an email and have them fill that out before you even get there, as well as send them a link to your website as well before you even get there. That way they can review it and they can be ready and prepared, especially if you're going to put a video in there that will allow them to be introduced to you. So once you've actually made your form up, now you see this is in there, we're going to, without publishing it, we're going to click down here, and we're going to look for forms. And as you can see, here's the one I created under that sample. I will just click on it, insert it, and it will put my form in there. That easy. And it sits it right in there. You don't see the whole form, but when you publish it, you will. So it puts it in there. So I just wanted to demonstrate. So I'm going to take that out because we already have it in there. And then you have it. And then once you're done, you just hit publish. And when you publish it, it just got updated. So that's why it's asking me to put the current version and previous version. So I'm going to publish it. And then you'll also be able to get the link for that as well. Click on the link, and there's your link for your published site. And you're going to turn that link into Google Classroom. So that was a quick tutorial on how to create your form. And we also went over how to create your Google site. I wanted to point out one last thing. Here, we've actually made up a couple of introduction samples to go on your front page. So just click on that link from the training guide and you'll be able to use one of these, whichever one you choose. I kind of color coded so you can see the differences between all of them. But I would take this and plug it into ChatGPT, see what they come up with. I would customize it before I did that to put in my own personal name and just information that's relative to you, and then ask ChatGPT to give you the best professional version for a parent or a user-friendly version for a parent to read and understand and feel comfortable with. So you can ask it to do all kinds of versions of it, and then you pick the one that you think is the best. Alrighty. And lastly but not least, you're going to have your workbook, which is like your quiz, where you'll complete all the assignments in that as your final project. That's your quiz. So complete all that in. That will be all of your requirements for the actual training program for Day 3, your Parent RBT Customer Service and Introduction Platform. Now, a couple of things to actually note. Make sure that your platform includes all these bullet items. Add as much more as you want. If you're going to be using the Google form that is located in this template, as a template, just make a copy of it. But I would prefer you to create it from scratch. You need to know how to do it. The reason you need to know how to create forms is because you may be using those forms for specific projects and tasks with working with the parents, and you need to know how to create it. And it's an easy thing to do. So please do not copy it and use the same template. Please make your own. We also talked a little bit about the Research Personal RBT Notes app. Definitely complete numbers 5 for documenting your visits with a client. This is totally separate from what your agency will require and or provide you with, because those are the treatment notes, data collection notes. You already know what they are. These notes are personal to you and your visit, so that you can refer back to maybe progress that the kids made from your perspective, and it's just a tool for you. It's also a documentary kind of thing where if something goes wrong, you got your documentation to support your claim. So definitely make your own personal RBT notes and find an app or create your own format. Then you're going to complete the workbook, as we already discussed, and your administrative tasks for the week, knowing that this is the last week. So make sure your timesheet, everything, your checklist, everything is in order. And you're going to turn in all your assignments from the above. We also provided down here some personal note organized templates. This is not digital. This is pretty much, I'm sorry, this is not an app. This is actually a template that you can go and get. And this looks familiar. We use it, make a copy of it. And once you make the copy, it'll give you some really good, valuable tools here. Once you make a copy of it, you own it. So you could change these things and put whatever you want in it. But I thought it was a great tool to give you. Also, we have some documents that you can just print off. If you like to take a clipboard with you, you could just print this off with your monthly planner, weekly, what you're doing with the kid, you could jot down. This is another alternative. But then you got to take this and put it somewhere. You got to make sure you keep up with the paper. So you want to look for an app that includes all of this. So that's why you put it in there. But it is cool to, print off for just now. And it's got a lot of good information in it. It's free. It's 14 pages. So print front to back. And you can use this for each one of your clients until you find the perfect fit. We didn't want you to be without anything. So that's there for your for your use as well. And then we also provided a video if you want to turn your Google site into a membership platform where you may have a lot of freebies out there, but you may want to charge for certain things. So this is showing you how to take a page and turn it into a member site page where they have to have a login and, of course, have paid for something before they can go into that page and download all your free, not free, but your paid resources. You also want to have a resource page where things are free. You always want to have a free one, and then you always want to have a paid one, because that gives the impression that you're not trying to nickel and dime someone. You're giving them some free resources as well as some more intricate resources that took a lot more time and effort and may even cost you some money. You want to be paid for those services. So think ahead. Don't think about working for somebody as a RBT for the rest of your life. Think about building your own brand and your own business, which will be bringing us to tomorrow's module, which will be entrepreneur as a RBT. So any questions, feel free to give us a call, text, post them on stream. But this concludes our Day 3 Parrot RBT Customer Service and Introduction Platform. Thank you and have a good day.